Hey y'all, Mark the Fat Yogi here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can use yoga blocks, these things right here, to stabilize your practice. So if you're new to yoga, you might be wondering, what's the big deal with a foam rectangle? How is this going to help my practice? Or maybe you've been practicing yoga for a while, but you have never used props. So you're wondering, what are yoga blocks good for? So I'm going to show you a few variations on how you can use these blocks, but in general, yoga blocks are great for bringing the floor up to you. They're great for finding some extra stability or balance, and they can be used to, especially if you're an advanced yogi, they can be used to help you find nuance in the work of certain poses. So today I'm going to show you 3 poses and how you can use the blocks in each to help you find stability, maybe a little bit of ease, and maybe help you discover some of the work in particular poses like Warrior Two that maybe you didn't notice was there before. So let's get started. As a yoga teacher, it's not uncommon to see new yogis really struggling in their forward folds. So I'm going to show you perhaps the typical forward fold that I see in a new yogi, and then I'm going to show you how that forward fold can be improved, or that maybe you can find a little bit more ease just by using the yoga blocks. So in this first example of a half sun salutation, I'll show you what I typically see beginner yogis doing. So they'll inhale, reaching up, exhale, fold over, and then this is the forward fold that they come into. The back of the knees are locked, their arms are just dangling down, trying to desperately reach the floor. Right now I'm feeling some stretch in my calves, but it's also in the back of my knees, things that we don't really want. And you're just kind of you'll see people just kind of hanging here. And sometimes that's okay to find some traction, but over the long term, it's not that comfortable. So what I like to do is bring my student some blocks. The blocks bring the floor up to your hands. So already this forward fold is looking better, and I can feel myself bending my knees, but I would invite the student to also bend their knees. So bringing the blocks down for the hands, bending your knees just a little bit. Then you can think about sending your tailbone up, your sit bones up. Now I'm feeling a big stretch in my hamstrings. My back feels glorious. I don't feel any strain at all. You can inhale halfway up, coming into a flat back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, rising up. So here, just to show you the difference between the two again. Forward fold without blocks, just dangling. Forward fold with blocks. Without, with. Now, if you do not have yoga blocks, you can use the sides of your calves. So let's do a little dance. No blocks, with blocks, sides of my calves. So much better with blocks or sides of the calves. So there you have it, using yoga blocks to support and stabilize your forward fold. The next thing I want to show you is how you can use your yoga blocks for Warrior Two, or to help you find some of the work in Warrior Two. This will involve your yoga blocks and the wall. Okay, so here I am at the wall, and I will probably do this for you twice, once at this farther distance, and then once I'll bring the camera in to help you see the placement of the blocks. So what we'll do is we'll use our blocks. We'll use one block for the front thigh and one block for the back hamstring to help us find some additional support and stability in Warrior Two that will help us to find the work of wrapping that outer front thigh underneath, really working that external rotation in your front leg. So I'll show you what this looks like. Placing the front block here parallel with the front thigh, keeping your knees stacking over the ankle, toes pointing straight ahead. Now we'll come to the back block. The back block we're going to place this way against the wall. Angling the back toes towards, the front. Here my toes are angled straight towards the other corner of the room, but having the toes on a little bit of a diagonal here as well. This back block is to remind you to press back with the hamstring. So pressing the thigh bone into the hamstring, using the hamstring to keep this back block against the wall. Here, especially when you're on the wall, we're looking for a heel to heel alignment. If your back foot if your feet are off here, you're going to want to feel like you're falling off the wall. The goal in Warrior Two is to keep this front knee safe. So what we want to do is make sure that this front knee keeps pointing straight ahead towards the second or third toe. And the way that we're going to do that is by pressing against this block on the wall to wrap our inner thigh up and out and the outer thigh down and under. And then hopefully I don't knock the lamp off the wall. And here I am in my Warrior Two, and it looks great, it feels great. I mean, it's a lot of work maintaining this, but it feels good. Now I'm going to do the other side zoomed in so that I feel a little bit of balance today. To come out, just remove the blocks, square the toes. Okay, so I want to show you zoomed in the placement of these blocks. So I've brought the camera a little bit closer. So here we'll take another look at Warrior Two against the wall, using the blocks, helping you find some extra support and stability. So we'll take our front foot, angling the front toes to point straight ahead. You can't see my toes. Right now my front leg is straight. I'll bend into the front leg, bringing the knee above the ankle, keeping my knee pointing straight ahead towards the second and third toes. The back block we take this way and place behind the back hamstring, and I'm not very open today. I did not warm up for this. So let me figure this out a little bit better. There we go. The front block we're trying to keep up against the wall. Pressing against it will keep the knee nice and safe. This back leg, we're going to be pressing the root of the thigh, like right here at the hip point back. Grounding through the outer edge of the back foot. This feels great. I'm getting the work. I'm finding effort. But I'm also feeling nice and stable. I might walk the front foot, adjust it just a little bit here. So hopefully you see how these blocks are. So this one is just flat up against the wall this way. The other one comes up against the wall like this. But you may need to adjust depending on your body. You may need more space. So there, now you have Warrior Two against the wall with blocks. So the last thing I want to show you is how I use yoga blocks in child's pose to find just a little bit of extra ease. So let's reposition the camera and check it out. So most of us are familiar with extended child's pose, which typically looks something like this. Now, I've had instructors teach having the hands on blocks for extended child's pose. To me, this puts a lot of drop in my shoulders. I've had other teachers offer to place a block under the forehead in this extended child's pose, and that's kind of nice too, especially if your head doesn't meet the mat. It really helps if you're dumping forward to keep some of the pressure out of your neck. The other option in child's pose is to bring your arms back down by your sides. And let me show you without a block first. So this is extremely uncomfortable for me, and I don't know if you can even hear me. My weight is dumping forward, pressing into my neck and into my forehead. You do not need to suffer through that. Yoga is not about suffering. Yoga is about learning how to use your body, and learning how to use your body is listening to your body and modifying poses when you need to. So, some options for child's pose with the arms back. You can bring the block for your forehead. Took a lot of the pressure out of my forehead and my shoulders, but I'm not a huge fan of this. You might be, so try it. What I like to do is take the blocks, and I'll show you this from two angles, and place them along the sides of my biceps. So it takes a moment here to figure out the exact spacing. But now, in this version of the child's pose, there's no pressure in my neck. My forehead is lightly pressing against the mat. And I'll show you that from the front as best I can without smashing my glasses here. Setting that up again like this. And taking a moment to figure out where exactly your shoulders are, where your biceps are. I could stay like this all day. So you might be wondering why you might want to do child's pose with your arms back instead of the extended child's pose. I find that I like to take the arms back, particularly when my upper arms are starting to feel a lot of fatigue from maybe a lot of downward dog work or a lot of vinyasas. By taking the arms back, it brings them into a different range of motion and releases a lot of the effort that you have to do extending out. So it changes the way that your muscles are working essentially, and actually gives you a chance to rest in your child's pose. So there you have it, my 3 ways that you can stabilize your yoga practice using yoga blocks. I hope these were helpful to you. If you have any other questions about how you can use blocks, leave a comment below, or if you have any suggestions for other people about how you use blocks, leave a comment below and let us know. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned.